Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes per detail.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. There's nothing sweeter than baking cookies during the holidays. With Prime, I get all my ingredients delivered right to my door, fast and free, no last-minute store trips needed. And of course, I blast my favorite holiday playlist on Amazon Music. It's the ultimate soundtrack for creating unforgettable memories. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.
Hey, I'm Amanda from Trifecta Fitness. We're proud to be Clarksville's new Get Fit headquarters. Trifecta Fitness is a state-of-the-art spin and strength training studio. Our spin studio is truly one of a kind in this area, complete with 20 state-of-the-art live fitness bikes and an incredible sound system. Our strength training is done in small groups of 6 or fewer, and all of our strength and spin classes are scalable for every level of experience. Come see us in the heart of Clarksville, just behind MAPCO at the corner of Old Trenton Road and Wilma Rudolph Boulevard. Call us for more info at 931-542-6265 or download our Trifecta Fitness app for a full list of upcoming classes.
In October 2019, Arlington, Texas was chosen to be the home of a new national museum, unlike any other. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a unique home of military history. The 100,000 square foot museum will house exhibits, archives, and artifacts relating to the 3,500 U.S. troops who have been awarded the medal, the nation's highest honor for valor in combat. The museum will have 31,000 square feet of galleries dedicated to U.S. troops who have received the award. The museum CEO, former Navy SEAL and NASA astronaut Chris Cassidy, said the museum will focus on education as much as preservation. The building will have 5 areas dedicated to Medal of Honor winners from the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard. The main gallery will be located in a central plaza under a 25,000 square foot slab of steel, which will appear to be suspended in midair. It will be supported by 5 pillars. Black Rifle Coffee is a corporate sponsor of the museum, as are the Dallas Cowboys. The museum's board also includes over a dozen major corporations and 6 Medal of Honor recipients, including David Bellavia, Patrick Brady, and Britt Slabinski. Army Staff Sergeant Bellavia was awarded the medal for clearing an entire house by himself on November 10, 2004, as a squad leader in support of Operation Phantom Fury in Fallujah, Iraq. He killed 4 enemy fighters and wounded a 5th in close quarters battle. Army Major General Brady flew and coordinated the evacuation of 51 seriously wounded men during a firefight in Vietnam in January 1968. Slabinski, a Navy SEAL chief and team leader, led a rescue team of SEALs during Operation Anaconda in Afghanistan in March 2002. Slabinski and his team flew to a mountaintop ambush site to rescue Petty Officer First Class Neil Roberts, who had fallen from the back of a helicopter. Slabinski led the team through almost constant combat against an entrenched Taliban force. Along with the board members, former presidents Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama serve as honorary directors. The museum is expected to open to the public in late 2024.
All right. Welcome back.
Misfit Nation. Misfit Nation. The Misfit Nation Show.
We are a show founded by a veteran and hosted by 2 veterans and a military spouse. Our mission is to get people to tell their stories to the world. If you're an author, share your tips with the Misfit Nation. If you're a musician or an actor, our audience needs to know how they too can get into the business. Coaches, we love our coaches. Come on and share your tips with the Misfit Nation to help them become better versions of themselves. If you are a corporate leader or an entrepreneur, come on and show how you did it and how hard you have fought for success. If you are a veteran, first responder, or Gold Star family, we would love to have you come on and share your story with the Misfit Nation. We always have time for you. If you're feeling down, alone, or starting to see the darkness, stop. Think about those who are around you. You are not alone. you will be missed. If you feel like your problems will be a burden to those in your inner circle or feel embarrassed, dial 988. If you are a veteran, take option 1. We need you to keep pushing forward. Don't make a permanent solution to a temporary problem. If you are a new listener, welcome to the Misfit Nation Show. Be sure to subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast app. Also on our YouTube channel at @the_Misfit Nation. Subscribe and click the bell to keep you up to date on our latest episodes and all of our news. You can also find us on Heroes Media Group and About Face Radio. Now, let's get to the show!
All right. Welcome back to the Misfit Nation. I know you're expecting the ToosDay Crue, but tonight, as life happens, both of them are out. Cagney or Steven for short is flying home to New Jersey at some point tonight. And Lacey, aka Jake, is dealing with some issues at home, and our thoughts and prayers are with him as he goes through a little tough time there, but I know he's going to make it through. We are back from race weekend in Nashville. Great weekend, meeting great people in Nashville at Super Speedway. Very hot weekend, of course. We had an awesome time, and hopefully next year it'll be just as good, maybe a little cooler, so we don't sweat to death out there, and are able to function a little better when we get back to work, our actual jobs. Over the weekend, of course, work does not stop as our police and first responders and soldiers keep working. And of course, we lost another one this weekend. Deputy Sheriff William Butler Jr. from Hillsdale County Sheriff's Office in Michigan, and to watch June 27th, 2024. Keep him, his family, his friends, his fellow officers in your thoughts and prayers as you go throughout your day, your week, your months. Tonight, we have a good one here again. I hope I don't let her down by not being the ToosDay Crue, but being just me, the Misfit, on the Misfit Nation. She's a renowned trainer, online coach, and professional health coach. Has an extraordinary journey that led her to become a personal trainer and health coach specializing in helping women build muscle and achieve a healthy lifestyle. So without further ado, let's welcome Angela Beyer to the Misfit Nation. Welcome, Angela.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here. Great to connect. Like our worlds can connect now from any distance. You're in the beautiful state of Florida, where it's sunny most of the time and rains a lot of times, but you got to deal with both of them and be happy at the same time. So welcome here. Welcome to hang out with us tonight.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
And I just gave your first 2 sentences of your bio there, Angela. If you don't mind, give us a little more of the backstory from as far back as you want to go to how we got here.
Yeah. It was not, I never planned on being a personal trainer or health coach. To begin with, I have a finance degree and I was a banker. Wow. And that was back in Germany. What happened though was, I was under a lot of stress. Relationship was not the best. And to be honest with you, I didn't live an authentic life. I was pretending to have all this perfect and well-established beautiful life, but it wasn't like that. And at one point, you can't go on like this and you hit a wall. And what happened to me, I developed all kinds of creative ways of controlling my food. So I always wanted to be skinny, again, everything had to look pretty for the job, for the relationship, for everything. Social life, and I over-exercised until I had health issues, major health issues. And in Germany, I actually did a nutrition degree just to learn everything about food and how to handle the situation, because I ended up in the hospital. And I got a grip on it, but the situation hasn't changed, so guess what? It ended up being not so good again. And I said, okay, this is terrible. And I put a hard stop on my life. I quit my job. I broke up with my boyfriend and I moved to the United States to learn English because that was always a dream of mine. I always wanted to learn English. So I said, okay, a fresh start, heal, and in the meantime, you learn a second language. So I arrived in Florida, actually in the school, and I fell in love with this country. I just knew that this was the place where I wanted to stay. And yeah, as a student, you just have a student visa. You can't even work. So I was looking where the journey goes after the school, and I found an internship at a bank. So I ended up in a bank again. Again, not authentic where I supposed to be, but it was the next step in my journey. And during that time, I remember the one conversation with my immigration lawyer. I said, what can I do to get a work visa? I want to stay. And she's like, well, as a banker, you really can't, because there's so many bankers in the United States that you don't get a work visa. You need some special skills. And I said, well, the only special skill I have is I'm really good at lifting things up and put them down. Really good in bodybuilding. And she's like, well, if you're that good, if you can get a world champion title for the United States, then you get a green card.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So I'm like, okay, that's a stretch. But I had a little bit of a background from Germany. So I started my diet, my workout. I took it a little bit more serious. I prepped for my first show. And, you know, when you do the right thing and you're in the flow and everything falls together and it's just the right thing to do, you have this energy and this flow, and everything went well. And I competed at the Miss Florida show in natural bodybuilding. I won Miss Florida, got qualified for Team USA. I competed at the Miss USA, that was in Los Angeles. And again, it was just this perfect prep. Everything went well, and I was qualified for the Miss Universe show. So that was my moment. I was very, very excited. I remember I had these are little things, but I had a custom-made bikini for the evening show for the finals, and it had the American flag. So my goal was, because in the morning you have prejudging, you just wear a black bikini and they compare the bodies. And in the evening you have your routine, your show, the entertainment for the audience. And that's where you can like be a little bit more creative how you present yourself. So I had my American flag bikini and I made it to the finals. I had a perfect presentation again, went really well. And yeah, I stood there with the top 5 finalists, and I saw, like, it was interesting. They announced the 5th place winner, 4th place, 3rd place, and I'm still standing there. And when they announced the 2nd place winner, I literally checked my number and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just won Miss Universe. I couldn't believe it. Yep. So I won Miss Universe in the physique class, and that changed my life. I said, okay, now it's time to get into personal training. That's what I started with. And then I basically educated myself to health coaching, and I got into health coaching as well and changed careers, built my business. And now I have my own business running. And yeah, that's how I became a personal trainer and health coach.
That's amazing. I think it's a great journey and shows your resilience as well too. You got knocked down, you found that wall that you didn't like. You didn't want to do what you were doing, but you were trained to do that anyway. And like you said, it wasn't your authentic self at that point, and you were able to realize that. And a lot of people don't realize it till it's way too late, and they're so miserable by the time they realize it, and it's just too hard to recuperate from that. But you were able to recuperate, and not just recuperate. You jumped on a plane from Germany to New Jersey, to a new world, basically the United States and Florida of all places. So you went from Bavaria to basically tropical island, the tropics of Florida there, and you started a whole new life as a student, and then now as a successful businesswoman. So kudos to you.
Oh, thank you.
You said natural bodybuilding. A natural body competition. Can you explain what that is to the audience? A lot of people don't follow weightlifting and don't understand the difference between natural and unnatural.
So in natural bodybuilding, we go through drug testing like at the Olympic Games. So the finalists all get drug tested. So there is no steroids involved.
So you got to be clean in order to win that one.
Yes. Mm-hmm. There's a whole list of things what you can. I mean, you can't even have like a certain amount of caffeine in.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all very, very strict, which is in other association not as strict. Yeah, there are differences.
Right. Did you ever aspire to go to the Arnolds?
Oh my God, I watched the Arnolds many times. And the Mr. Olympia, and oh yeah, I was all in. I loved all those bodybuilders.
So I know a lot of people, once they start, they get the itch to go higher and higher, or to the next big show, and just to see if they can compete with, maybe sometime it's their idol that's on the stage that they're competing against, someone that they aspire to be. Was there someone that you looked up to in the bodybuilding world that maybe shaped how you went?
Well, these were all like the old good times, like good old time bodybuilders, those people like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was actually more men where I looked up to. It was Dorian Yates, Lee Priest, yes. Ronnie Coleman, who was a police officer when he started out. Like, this was my time. Sean Ray, Chris Cormier, all those guys. So when I was able to go to a bigger bodybuilding show, I always went there. Yes.
To actually see the greatness that you aspired to be, and then were able to be. So that's awesome that you were able to see your, I guess, those idols, the idols of the weightlifting world. And every name you just said, I knew all of them. Was my brother used to have was it Muscle Max magazine or whatever it was?
Max magazine.
Yeah, he had that at the house all the time because he was always into lifting. And he did that he still lifts now, even though he's broken down a little bit, but he still lifts now. So it stayed with him too.
Yeah. I think when you start, you can't stop.
It's like, that's a good addiction though, I think, but it's better than most addictions. Audience members asked a question: do you have to follow a certain diet to stay within in the natural guidelines?
Yes. Very good question. So depending on where you're starting from, that basically determines how the diet is going to look like and how much body fat you have to get rid of and how your body response is. But it is a protein forward diet for sure. So protein always first, and meal timing, everything plays a role in it. Yes, it's a little bit more intense than I would say if you want to just stay healthy.
I bet, yeah, you got to get gains. You got to get the right definition as you're moving forward.
Yeah,
especially when you get close to the cutting time to make everything look like it's in the right places. So it's a lot of discipline involved in that whole journey for everybody.
Yeah, it's actually having a routine and a structure, to be honest with you. You just, it's very boring. You do the same thing every day until you get there where you want to be. Yeah.
Well, like you said before, I was good at lifting things up and putting them down, and that's a joke we usually say at work. I lift things up, put it down. I lift things up, I put it down. So I'm real good at being a nug, as we call ourselves.
Well, here you go.
Now, as a personal trainer, when you get new women that come in and ask you for your help, do they ever worry about getting too big? Or because I know a lot of women have that stigma: if I go to the gym, I'm going to get so big, I'm going to look like a man, or I'm going to do this. How do you break them down and say, look, you're going to look fine and just be healthy?
This is so funny because this is the first thing they ask me.
See?
Oh my gosh, you are very good. Yes. So interestingly, like I have a lot of women too who want to stay with the 5-pound dumbbells. And usually I ask them, do you have a toddler at home, a child? Yeah. And do you lift the child up? Oh, yeah. Well, how heavy is your child? Well, 35 pounds. Okay, so you're lifting up your child with 35 pounds, but you don't want to lift more than 5 pounds. I mean, here is your answer. What it is, though, with building muscle, there is a difference of building big muscles or building healthy muscle. And what I do for women is building a healthy muscle structure, a healthy cell, Do you bulk up? It's very difficult, especially for women, to bulk up, so to speak. You have to lift a lot of weight to get bulky. And that's not the goal. I'm not talking about, like I said, muscle size. I talk about muscle health. Yeah.
How long does that usually take to sink into them?
Ooh, everybody is different, but it's so funny when you start working with clients. You have to build trust, and if the trust is built faster, it goes faster in the right direction. It's a mindset. It's truly the mind. The body is amazing, and the body can do a lot of things. And most of the time, we don't even know our potential. Like there's so much more you can do, but yeah, we don't want to do it.
Most people will take that easy button and try to do the least as possible, like you said, the 5 pound weight or the 3 pound, 5 pounds area, stay there so they don't have pain later or whatever. But like you said, at home they're lifting way more than that every day without even realizing it.
Yes.
Shifting the paradigm of their mindset is probably the hardest part of your job overall.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
And in your journey, how long did it take you to grasp our destruction of the English language here in America?
How long does it take? Well,
did it take you to grasp the English language here? Because we don't speak it the right way anyway.
Oh my gosh. It's funny because, well, still it's interesting. But I remember the first St. Patrick's Day. My friends went to an Irish bar, and I wanted to know what I'm talking about and yada yada yada. And the waitress came and asked me what I want to eat, and I wanted to be like, oh, I know exactly. What is it? Corned beef. And I said, well, I want corned beef and garbage. And she looked at me and she's like, you want what? And corned beef and garbage. And everybody looked at me, it's cabbage. So I didn't even you know what I'm saying? They were still, it's just funny, but I like the English language. So I enjoy it.
It's fun if you have friends that were able to, I guess, sit there fellow students. They're able to help you grasp it or watch TV like a lot of people do.
Yep.
Old sitcoms to learn English language and get that grasp that way. And I know a lot of soldiers do that when they go overseas, get stationed in Germany, Korea, Italy. They try to watch the local TV to try to understand that language and then still go out and butcher it, but at least they try.
Yeah. Oh, it's fun. We had next to my hometown, army base. Yeah. It was a very good time too.
I bet it was a lot of fun.
Yep.
So you said now you have a successful fitness business, and do you still bodybuild or do you just coach people to bodybuild?
Okay, I'm not competing right now, but I get in trouble on a daily basis because I still work out every day, and I do this very early. So it's just in my blood, I guess. So yeah, I get up at 3 a.m. in the morning. And I lift, do my cardio, get ready for the day. I have my little routine in the morning, and then my clients are next. So they start early as well, at 5:30 sometimes or 6:30. I train clients all over the world. So I have clients in Korea, Europe, Canada, United States. So the time zones are always different. So it's interesting how to schedule everything. But yeah, I have an early day and I want to get my stuff done, and I work out every day.
I mean, it's good to have. You still have your routine from when you were competitive.
Yeah.
You just do it to stay healthy, and you still get the same results because you're still winning in the end. You're still maintaining health, and you're showing your clients that you are still talking the talk and walking the walk.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So what are some of the biggest obstacles your clients have had to overcome in order to find their success in their journey?
Mm-hmm. Very good question. So what I see most of the time is that clients have problems with their metabolism, and that's by being too sedentary and understanding the concept that the body is we're born to move. We're not born to sit around. And the whole concept of, or thinking that you sit 8 hours a day, probably you drive to work another hour, drive home another hour, then you sit in front of the TV, and then you think that 1 hour of personal training per week will fix all this is a little stretch. So the amount you have to do is a little bit more than people want to, and that there is a lot of misconception with the diet. There has to be a cleanup. You gotta eat more at home, basically. Like, you have to learn how to read food labels. You have to be educated about the whole food industry to make smart choices, and that's one of the other things. You can't out-exercise a bad diet, so to speak.
That's true. And a lot of people try their hardest to do so and then wind up just right back in the same circle.
Oh, yo-yo.
January 1st. So,
oh, yeah.
With the resolution. So I'm sure you see them in your business with clients and those of your peers that are doing the same thing. You can sit down and tell the same story without saying a name and have the same outcome of a person every year.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. And January is always the busiest, of course. And then February it dies down, and March we forgot all about it.
And then the same people come back January 1st.
Yep.
This year's my time, and it's never going to happen.
So true.
Instead of making resolutions, just change your life. Just little changes every day.
And you know what? You can start any day. Doesn't matter. Just start today. How about that idea?
Today's the best day.
Yep.
Because you're not guaranteed tomorrow. So today's the best day to start anything and to try and put that foot forward. Tyler has another question for you. Do you do a podcast where you coach people or a video series on YouTube? So his wife is watching with him, so she wants to know if you do coaching like that as well.
So I do online coaching, and what I also have is an online course where you learn the basics, and otherwise it's one-on-one with me. Mm-hmm.
So when you do online, it's a video chat or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it is video chat. So you do have some, accountability when you're actually talking to somebody, and not just keyboard warrioring it.
The key. It's the support. You want support, and I never let you down. It's like I said, we all have our moments, and that's when you need your coach by your side.
Yes. Have you had any awesome success stories with your clients? Like they went from I can't do anything to now they're coaching with you.
Mm-hmm. I don't have coaching with me, but I have clients who came from bigger numbers, like 250 pounds, 270 pounds. I'm training right now a woman. I will see her tomorrow. She is now down to 170 from 255. Wow. Yeah. Wow. So I do have what I do. I prep them to get to the right size body, and whatever time it takes. And it's what I like is it has to be in an approach where it's gentle so you can handle it, but also where you see success. I cannot, I can break down anybody if I want to, but this is not the goal. We want a maintainable, healthy lifestyle where we can do what we want to do. And what are we talking about? Everybody talks about expanding their lifespan. How about expanding your health span? Interestingly, in the United States, the average lifespan is 79 years. The average health span. So a person is independent, can do whatever he or she wants, play, do the hobbies. Like I said, independent living is 63. So it's a huge gap. So the last years of our life is not a high quality of life. And for me, it's very important that the gap closes and that you have a long and healthy life where you can do anything you want to. That's the whole goal.
Definitely enjoying the later years is what you
absolutely
work your tail off to get to a point where you can just get up in the morning and go do something.
Yes.
You don't want to be getting up and having to wait for your body to get into motion, take a bunch of pills, and then by noon you don't want to do anything because you're going down, I guess, a spiral from the drugs. You can't get back up, and then you're just miserable. So I don't want to be that way. I think no one that's listening wants to be that way, and I think that's a great point right there. Especially with it's a 16-year gap. It's a huge gap from
It's
end
a
of
huge,
end of health to end of life. So
yeah. And
that's hard.
I mean, I train a lot of elderly people too, and boy, they're fit. They're enjoying life. They're golfing. They're playing tennis. They're working out. Like, yeah, I see the example that it's possible. I see it every day. Mm-hmm.
I go to Planet Fitness by the house here. There's two older women that go there in the morning before they go in. They walk around the parking lot a few times, just I guess to warm up, and then they come in. They have their routine every day, and if you're getting in their way, it's over. You can't do that here. You got to move. You can't do that here. You got to move. Yes, ma'am. I'm almost done. I'm out of here. I'm good. So I don't want to bother them. I'm happy that they're in there, and I don't want to get beat up on them. So I'm sure that brightens your day too. So
Yeah. But very serious, I'm telling you. Yep.
yeah, they're dangerous for us, but it's good that they're out there. Where do you see yourself in 5 years as a trainer?
Like I said, I'm switching more to online. I want to provide more courses, and I want to bring it to like a bigger audience. And especially for women, it is so important that they understand how important strength training is to keep a healthy muscle structure. What happens right now, I think, or it's interesting to me, we always look at the body fat. We always look, this is our measuring tool. We either step on a scale or we measure body fat. And what we need to measure is actually the healthy muscle, but we don't. There is right now no tool where we can measure just the skeleton muscle.
Oh, wow.
There is the DEXA scan, what gives us lean tissue, but that includes everything. So we don't even know how much muscle we have. But nonetheless, it is important to focus on the muscle because the muscle is your body armor. It protects you. The muscle is a glucose disposal or a sponge. That's where the carbs go. If you don't have healthy muscle, guess what? The sugar stays in your bloodstream. The insulin cannot open the cell. It goes back to your liver. It spills over in your liver and you build up visceral fat. And that's the dangerous fat. So this is like where it all starts. And what we do, insulin resistancy, pre-diabetic, take a pill, take insulin. And nobody actually says, hey, wait a minute, your muscle is not enough or the muscle is not healthy, it's damaged. Let's fix that, and then you can eat the carbs. So it's interesting right now, and I prefer to educate more and get the word out so people can actually get to the right path.
Definitely, that's I guess the best goal for anyone in your industry is to get each person to understand their path and how to get there. Especially with the internet and how easy it is to reach the globe. Like you said, you have clients all the way in Korea and around the globe. It's better that you're able to sit down and chat with them, video chat with them from across 18 hours behind or ahead, actually, in Korea.
Yeah.
13 hours or so, and talk to them as they're going through their day and you're about to go to sleep or vice versa, and see what's going on and make sure their family's all right, they're okay, and they're doing the right things to get ahead. So that's an awesome thing you're doing through your site. Do you think in the future you would want to write your story? I mean, you have a great journey story to show that success and then add it into maybe a fitness book.
Yeah, I never thought about it, but now you gave me the idea.
All right, I want credit. just a little credit at the bottom. That's all I need. So we asked about where you're going to be, what your goal is. How does average Joe or Josephine that's listening to this right now, what's 3 things they can do starting today or tomorrow morning to make their life more successful and more healthy on their journey?
Mm-hmm. Okay. First of all, I think they need to know what they're eating and focus on a protein forward diet. Really get that straight. just very simple, 3 meals, and have the protein robust. Have a good protein intake, especially in the morning and at night. The other thing is just get moving. Put it in action and get moving. Does it have to be a high intensity workout? No. But just do something. And whatever it is, it matters. Everything matters. And the other thing is to have, the third thing is a good stress management or enough sleep hygiene. Like you want to recover and rest. So big things. And there needs way more detail, but these are the 3 parts where you have to pay attention to get on the right path.
Definitely. I know a lot of people have sleep issues. I know me, for one, I get about 4 hours of good sleep a night since about 2001-ish. So, yeah, but
wow.
Yeah, I've been able to function, but I know it's not healthy at all for me or anyone else that has the same situation. And I journal, try everything I can to figure out the why, but nothing relates. Someday it'll figure it out, and I'll get maybe 6 to 8 again. But until that day, I'll just keeping up the good fight.
You go, good. It's important, yeah. And sleep is underestimated, yeah.
Yes. What's the best way for people to get in contact with you?
Yeah, on Instagram, Health Coach Angela, or on my website, houseofshape.com.
And houseofshape.com is going across the bottom of the screen. I put it in the comments earlier for anyone to click on as well. I have your Facebook too. I don't know if you use that as much as Instagram, but I have that going across the bottom now too.
Awesome.
So Angela, this has been great hanging out with you tonight. What's a parting quote you want to give the audience to get them motivated for the rest of their night and into tomorrow?
Okay. Take action. Take action. Don't wait. Life is too short for wait. Just take action.
Outstanding. Take action. Do not wait. And those are orders. She just gave you orders to do that, and or she's going to come lift with you until you get hurt. She said she could do it earlier, but she doesn't like to. But Angela, you have a great rest of your evening in Florida, and we look forward to seeing great things from you in the future.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is a message from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Got a question about your VA benefits, healthcare, or eligibility? Go to va.gov, where you can access a new interactive chatbot to ask questions 24/7. One can still browse va.gov for information, but you can now ask specific questions to the chatbot, like what's the PACT Act? How do I apply for disability benefits? What's my claim status? You can access the new feature through va.gov's Contact Us page. Then click on the Start Chat button. The chatbot will continue to improve veterans' access to information about the benefits and services they've earned. This is one way VA is offering seamless and secure access.
Thanks for checking us out and being a part of the Misfit Nation show. Don't forget to visit our website at themisfitnation.com. That's themisfitnation.com. Check out all our past episodes and get some of the great Misfit Nation gear for you and your family. As always, be humble, stay hungry, and keep hustling because we are
Misfit Nation. Misfit Nation.